forced to evacuate are not able and sometimes to return to their homes, or they don't have a home to go back to. So volunteer groups are on the ground there in Florida, helping those who desperately need it. The team from World Central Kitchen set up to serve hot meals to those who lost everything. And from Project Hope, a global health and humanitarian relief organization, is Chesa Latifi. Chesa is with me. It's so good to see you. Where do you start, Chesa, with a disaster of this scope? And I'm sure with your experience, people are looking to you really for the basics and also for hope.
Yeah, we had been pre-planning for this hurricane, and so had brought our staff onto the ground in Orlando with supplies, hygiene supplies, health supplies earlier this week, where they waited out the storm. And so as soon as the clouds cleared, they were out there with their trucks trying to figure out who needed help the most, and delivering water and just basic medicines and first aid kits, hygiene kits, that sort of thing.
I know you're seeing the devastation there in Fort Myers as we have seen it kind of from an aerial view. Are there shelters set up so people have somewhere to go if their home was destroyed?
There are shelters set up. I was in one last night, probably around 6 or 7 p.m. And so what happens is that people leave during the day so they can go home and sort of figure out what they have to salvage. And then at night they refill again. What we're really seeing is that there's a lot of elderly in the shelters. And, you know, this is an elderly population that's really needs an additional caretaker, right? That are really not capable of taking care of themselves. And the shelters are just not equipped to handle that. And so, you know, we're able to deliver supplies, and we are mobilizing surge staff, medical support, but they really do need a lot of help.
Do you find that people lean on each other in your experience when we have the least, when we lose everything, that they're working together there in Florida?
Absolutely. That's the nature of a disaster, is that you look out to your community and the people near you to figure out, how can you all help each other? And so it's maybe one of the silver linings of a disaster.
For those watching, are there ways that they can help if they say, look, I wish I could be there in Florida, I can't. What can I do to help?
Here at Project Hope, we have been responding to these sorts of disasters for decades. And so our request is always just to donate, so projecthope.org. And, you know, we're working very closely with government officials, figuring out exactly what they need, exactly what these shelters need, exactly what these communities need. And so we'll be here for likely the months and maybe years to come.
Yeah, that was my question. When the water recedes, we're covering Ian.
hmm
When this goes away and the news cycle changes, you are still there.
We are still there because the health needs don't stop, right? And we haven't even seen exactly what's going to happen because the electricity is not back on. And so a lot of these community health clinics aren't even functioning yet. And so there's a lot of people that are unable to seek care or are just not seeking care. And we're very concerned about them. Diabetes patients, kidney dialysis patients, all of these chronic diseases where people are maybe even unable to seek health care at this point. It's a really big problem.
Well, I know they appreciate you, as do we. Chesa, thank you. Project Hope.
Thank you.